Hello and welcome to The Thinking Mind. In a world full of noise, this podcast is a space for thoughtful reflection. Each episode explores questions about life, learning, success, failure, relationships, and personal growth. There are no simple formulas here and no promises of perfect answers, just ideas, perspectives, and questions worth thinking about. Today's episode is called Why Do We Procrastinate? Let's begin. Imagine this. You have an important task that needs to be done, an assignment, a project, an application, something that matters. You know it should be a priority. You know completing it will make your life easier. And yet somehow you find yourself doing almost anything else. You check your phone, watch a few videos, clean your desk, scroll through social media, and before you know it, hours have disappeared. Most of us have experienced this. And when it happens, we often assume the problem is laziness. But what if procrastination isn't really about laziness at all? What if it's something deeper? Many psychologists suggest that procrastination is not primarily a time management problem, it's an emotion management problem. Think about the tasks you tend to avoid. They are often connected to uncomfortable feelings, stress, uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, or sometimes simply boredom. When a task creates discomfort, our brains naturally look for relief. And what provides immediate relief? Distraction. Checking a message feels easier than writing an essay. Watching a video feels easier than studying for an exam. The distraction temporarily removes the uncomfortable feeling. The problem, of course, is that the task doesn't disappear. It simply waits for us, often becoming more stressful as the deadline approaches. This creates a cycle. We feel discomfort. We avoid the task. We feel temporary relief. Then we feel guilt. The guilt creates even more discomfort, which makes us want to avoid the task again. And the cycle continues. One of the most interesting things about procrastination is that it often affects important goals. People rarely procrastinate on things they genuinely don't care about. Instead, they procrastinate on things that matter. The presentation they want to do well on, the exam they want to pass, the project they hope will succeed. In some cases, the more important the task feels, the more intimidating it becomes. This is especially true for perfectionists. Perfectionism can create a hidden trap. When we expect perfect results, starting becomes difficult because every beginning looks imperfect. Every first draft feels incomplete. Every early attempt feels disappointing. So instead of producing something imperfect, we delay. We wait. We tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow often becomes next week, then next month, then someday. And someday has a habit of never arriving. There is another reason people procrastinate. The human brain naturally values immediate rewards more than distant rewards. Imagine two choices. You can study for an exam that is 3 weeks away, or you can watch a video that entertains you right now. The benefit of studying exists in the future. The enjoyment of the video exists in the present. Our brains are often drawn toward immediate satisfaction. This tendency helped our ancestors survive. But in the modern world, it can make long-term goals much harder to pursue. The challenge is that meaningful achievements often require delayed rewards. Learning a language, building a business, getting fit, mastering a skill. These things take time, and progress is usually invisible at first. You put in effort today, but the results may not appear for weeks, months, or even years. That can be frustrating, especially in a world where many things happen instantly. So what can we learn from all of this? Perhaps the first lesson is that waiting for motivation is often a mistake. Many people believe action follows motivation, but in reality, the opposite is often true. Action creates motivation. Once we begin, the task frequently becomes easier. The hardest part is often getting started. Another useful idea is to make tasks smaller. When a project feels overwhelming, our brains resist it, but a tiny step feels manageable. Instead of writing an entire report, write one paragraph. Instead of studying for 3 hours, study for 10 minutes. Instead of focusing on the entire mountain, focus on the next step. Small actions reduce resistance, and once momentum begins, continuing becomes easier. There is also value in accepting imperfection. Many opportunities are lost because people wait until they feel completely ready, But readiness is often something we develop through action, not before it. The first attempt will not be perfect, neither will the second or the third, and that's perfectly normal. Progress is usually messy, growth is usually imperfect, and success is often built on a long series of imperfect actions. As we come to the end of today's episode, I'd like to leave you with a simple thought. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. The future version of you is looking back at today. What decision would make them proud? Starting now or waiting one more day? Perhaps overcoming procrastination isn't about becoming a different person. Perhaps it's about taking one small step before you feel completely ready, because the future is often shaped not by dramatic actions, but by the small choices we make every day. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. If this episode gave you something to think about, feel free to follow the podcast and share it with someone who might enjoy it as well. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep learning, and keep thinking. This is the Thinking Mind.